Hi, Nick Urankar here, and this is step 3 of how to improve your clean. So far we've gone over step 1, which is the start, step 2, which is the first foot, and this is what I call step 3, the transition. And this is where we see a lot of problems. So by now, if you haven't, go back and watch the first videos, use them, improve on them, because we start from the floor, and we want to make sure that we've got our approach, we know how to get the bar off the ground, and we're really working to improve on that. So now the bar is at the knee. You've gotten the knees out of the way, and we should be looking, when we start, here. Shoulders in front of the bar, chest up, head up. I should be looking off into the horizon. My hips and chest should rose together, nice and tight, and I'm driving the bar into my body. So this is the start of the transition. Now what we see a lot by the time we get to that point is either the chest is dropped, the chest is too high, we're sitting down, and those we kind of already went through. But what that does is it gets us to where most of the time what I see is that people, when they transition from that first foot and we go to the transition, is they stand straight up. They lock those legs out and then they try to throw the weight off the body. They have to pull the weight back in. We don't want that. So again, what it looks like, we're here and then we stand. How do you coach somebody up on that? How do you fix that for yourself? Well, number one, you need to video it. But what we're going to go over now is what it actually is to go from the knee to the hip. Because we'll hear people say, bring your hip to the bar, or do X, Y, Z, all these different things. But I'm going to show you one thing you have to do in order to get the bar up to the hip. And really just below the hip. Here's what it is. It's the transition. We drive and stand nice and tall, and from here, all I'm going to focus on is driving my chest up and not allowing my legs to change positions as far as straightening out. They keep the same bend. When I do that, I'm now behind the bar, and I'm in the high hang position. Knees are bent and now slightly forward. Hip has a little bit of a break, and I can transition back down where I was. Drive my chest back up, drive my chest up, drive my chest up, drive my chest up. Keep those legs bent. And all I got to do to bring the bar down, let my chest come back down, chest come back down, chest come back down. That's it. Literally taking these knees, and we drive this chest up, and it brings the knees forward, and it automatically brings the hip to the bar. Automatically. If I'm here, and I just drive my chest up, brings my hip to the bar and my knees a little bit forward. Now if you go to your toes, so if I'm going and I drive and do this and I roll forward, I'm now in front of the bar, knees are still bent the same, but I really can't extend without being forward. So we want to think about it as a great way to do this is do it slow. We've gone through step 1, we've gone through step 2. Now in step 3, a great way to practice is transition, chest up, chest up, chest up, chest up, chest up. Boom. My shoulders behind the bar. You should look just like this. You should have looked like that going up nice and slow. If you look like this, if you look like this, if you're here, those are not where we want to be, right here. Okay? This gives us a slight bend in the knee and the hip to prepare us for triple extension. Okay? We don't want to be locked out in any area at this point. So when we get to that knee, drive that chest up, keep those knees bent, weight back in the heels. We should be all the way back in the heels right here. And you should be able to go back and forth. You do that 1,000 times, super slow. I promise you it will help. It's what I did. I used to do this all the time. It took me forever to figure this out and an easy way to explain it and how to do it. And I still struggle to really get that point across that it is that simple. But what most people are going to do, they're going to grab the bar, they're going to go, and they're going to try to just incorporate that into their movement, and they're not going to change a thing. This video camera I have is what you need to be doing all the time with your lifts. And go back and look. If you don't look, so people say, I I can't feel that. You better be able to feel it. That's how you get better. So as you're working to improve, you need to look at somebody, and obviously we are all a little bit different. I don't pull on the bar at all, but some people do. They want to bring the bar to your hip. It's not going to get into your hip if you're on a clean and you've got straight arms, most likely. So people will pull to bring it to the hip. That's not what I do. I keep these arms nice and long. I actually push against the bar and drive the bar towards me before I start lifting. So I push against the bar to make sure that I'm fully locked out until I extend. And again, we're on part 3. So, here, and how we get there. If we got a little bit of a pull, that's fine. This is what we look like. If we have straight arms, we're here. Okay? That does not affect what we look like when we're doing this. So you can have different things. The width of your feet, the width of your hands, how narrow you are. Obviously, we've talked about where we want that to be. We don't want to be too narrow. But where that's at should not change what this looks like if we set up a camera and we stare at it. Use visual cues. Ask somebody, do I look like that video? We need to be, again, dry, chest up, and I'm right here. Okay, if this is not what you look like, we're not in the right position for power. You can be straight up. Is that the right spot? No, because the bar has to go forward. Remember, if you pick something straight up, or you perceive it to be picked up straight up, it's moving forward. You're moving straight up. You need to think of yourself as moving backwards. If you move back out of the way, the bar will go straight up. You need to move out of the way to give the bar room to go up. So we always need to try to get behind the bar. So when we finish that lift, we are behind the bar. Okay, in the beginning, it's getting the knees out of the way. Over the knees, it's getting the torso out of the way. Remember, it's not about bringing the hip to the bar. If you drive that chest up and you keep a slight bend and you stay in your heels, boom. That bar is going to be here. Our shoulders are going to be behind it, and we're going to be able to drive that thing up. So that is the transition. Literally, it's that simple, but it is so tough, and I understand. I worked on it forever to get this right. So use cameras. Ask people. Send me a video. I love seeing what everybody's doing, and I want to be able to help. Again, we've gone through step 1, 2, and 3. Perfect those. When I say perfect them, here's what I think. I tell people all the time that when we start lifting, we're 0 out of 10. We get 0 out of 10 lifts right. And then some lifter comes over and yells at us that we don't know what we're doing. And we say, we know we don't have any idea what we're doing. In fact, we're brand new at this. And what you try to do is find that aha. That one lift out of 10 where you're like, what did I do? I don't even know what that was, but I want to do it again. And you work and you work and you work, and then you do it twice out of 10. And you're like, it was kind of like a unicorn. It was magic. And the goal is, through time, we get 3 out of 10 and 4 out of 10 and 5 out of 10. And eventually, you get 9 out of 10 lifts where you're like, oh, and the one that you're off, you know why. You understand what you didn't do, and you fix it the next time. And we get 9 out of 10. Our goal is not to be 10 out of 10, because that's not going to happen. It's 9 out of 10. But the 1 isn't really that bad. So our goal is to be improving. So if we take step 1, step 2, step 3, and then we have 4 and 5 coming up, gosh, to hear what people can do with this is what I want to know. Like, this is so awesome. And I want you guys to let me know what this is for you. If it's beneficial, let me know. See you at step 4. And now it's time for my spear.